I'm a Chevy boy now. Woo! What's going on, YouTube? Latest investment, 07 HHR, 120 on the clock. It's got a bad motor. It was 400 whole dollars, which, it's pretty good, I think. It's got its little scratches here and there on the driver's side, I mean. They're not bad. I'm sure I can find some used car salesman trick to get rid of them things. Bumper's a little busted up. Other than that, she's tip-top on the outside. It's got decent tires on it. They don't match. So that kind of sucks. Interior's the leather, all that shit. No rips, tears, just the usual cheap car shit. It's just dirty. So I can definitely work with it. But it's a windy day. Means it's going to get cold. It's cold now. It's 40 degrees out again. So I'm going to hurry up and get this shit in the garage today before it gets any colder. But it being colder, that means I got to do things differently. Normally, my Exploder over there, I got the rubber tip brush guard on it. Normally, I would just push it. I've pushed a lot of cars with that Explorer. And that's one of the reasons why I like it. Nice little short wheelbase. It works well for it. However, with the temperature change, these plastic bumpers, they don't like being pushed on. In the summertime, I can get away with it. As long as you're straight behind it, don't make any corners, you won't fuck up the plastic bumper. But when it gets cold like this, that's a different story. I'm not going to try it. Because I have cracked them before in the cold. So lesson learned, I'm not going to do it again. So this is the setup that I use. Just a long chain and a piece of square tubing in between the posts to pull them up. I really, really need to invest in a winch. I have a cheap Harbor Freight winch. It runs off a battery and it's only, I don't know, it's their smallest one. I don't know, 1,500 pounds, 2,000, I don't know what it is. But depending on the wheelbase of the vehicle, when it hits that bump and that bump at the same time, it really takes a lot of effort to pull them up on here. So much so that this piece of tubing bent. There's a round piece of pipe I shoved in there just to keep it straight. So if you got any suggestions on what I could use, because this kind of sucks, let me know. I was thinking about in the back there just putting some drilling some holes, and I don't want any studs sticking up, but if I could bolt something to the floor, an electric winch, if they make a 110 winch, I don't know, let me know. If you got any, that's what I was thinking. You got any ideas, let me know. I'm gonna pull this bitch up in here and we'll get started on her. Okay, YouTube, I've had the opportunity to check it out now. Somebody's been in here before. Well, probably checking it out before me because I didn't unplug any of that shit. But I don't know what's wrong with this engine, but there's definitely something wrong with this engine. When I spun the crank over by hand, I could hear something in the crankcase. And it sounded like a chain rubbing up in there. And it wasn't smooth. It was noisy. Something inside this thing is not happy. So I'm not going to fuck around with it. I'm just going to replace it. After all, when I bought the car, I knew that. So, I planned for that anyway. Couple things I noticed is that lower control arm is fucked, which I knew about. I thought it was that side, but it's this side. That side's loose, but this side is completely fucked. But I knew about that because the car came with a control arm in the box that the guy never put on. And the bumper is busted up. And it didn't get into any of the sheet metal here. It's just the bumper. That bracket's a little bent. Other than that, that's it, just a busted up plastic bumper, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this guy out of here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I've seen people take them out the top, and I've seen people say the whole cradle's got to come out. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided. Yet. Okay, YouTube. She's about ready to pop. I pulled the valve cover off just because I was curious. The bolts were already loose. It's, I've seen worse. It's not great. Not too sludgy. Varnished like a motherfucker, but not too sludgy. But anyway, I'm starting to notice some things. The AC compressor down there, it's got a bunch of green shit around it. And, oh, that ain't antifreeze, because this thing still has Dexcool in it, the red Dexcool. So I think that's dye. I think that AC compressor's leaking. So that's gay, but what are you going to do? I unplugged a lot of the harness, even though I didn't have to, just because I don't want it in the way. It was laying right in there. Now I can clearly see the motor and tranny where they come together. So I just, you know, made a little more room. What else? Well, I'm noticing that proportioning valve there for the brakes. And I have the wheels off because I was doing stuff in there. And there's no wires to the wheels for the ABS. And between the proportioning valve, I don't think this sucker's got ABS on it. Or power steering. Unless it uses electric power steering, it might. I don't know what the hell this thing uses. But that's a normal rack under the car. And I don't see no ABS module, ABS sensors, not even on the back wheels, which is really weird to me because it's a 2007 and it's got the power windows and the leather and a sunroof. So it's not like it's a bare bone stripped base model. So why wouldn't it have ABS? I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not too familiar with these GMs. Maybe the ABS goes off the vehicle speed sensor in the transmission. I really don't know. But I don't see any ABS module, so beats the shit out of me. That's something unusual. Anyway, it's ready to pop out of there pretty much. I decided to take it out the top because I pulled that intake manifold off because all the bolts were just looking at me. I was able to get power tools on them. And I'll have plenty of room. I got all the room in the world in there to swing it forward and up and out. Probably going to have to lose the hood. But oh well. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Let me grip this guy out of here. There you have it, YouTube. Really not bad. I'm glad I went this way instead of dropping the cradle. You get rid of the dipstick. I yanked the dipstick out, and I had it almost all the way out, and that manifold was just too much in the way. Dropped the exhaust manifold, man, no problem. Didn't have to remove the cowl. I seen people saying you had to get rid of that plastic shit. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room side to side. It's almost like it was designed to come out this way. Well, it really wasn't that bad. Something else I've noticed. That ain't right. Yeah, there's a story behind this engine more than I know. But cool. I will go to the junkyard. Track when I went on car part. These I don't even remember what this is. A 2.4 or a 2.2. They're not hard to find. They're all over town. So when I get one back in the garage here tomorrow or the next day, I will bring you two people back with me. Okay? Yeah, something else I noticed. It's got 9 bolts that hold the engine to the tranny. Why in the fuck is there 9? A big block Chevrolet doesn't even got 9. What the fuck, GM? That's weird. All right. Peace.